Hello there and welcome back to this video series on programming for problem solving using C language. After watching this video, you will be able to use pointers and arrays in a way that is meaningful and useful for you. I would encourage you to watch videos 38, 39, 40 and 57 before you go into this video. This is a long list. Each is about 5 minutes, so it will take 20 minutes to watch this and maybe around 7 more minutes to watch the present video. That is total half an hour. I think that half an hour is well spent if you watch these 4 to begin with. With that, let us go into this video by first seeing what we mean by this star operator and AND operator. AND is address of operator. So when you say AND num, okay, it is to be read as address of num. Ampersand, when placed in front of a variable, gets the address of that variable. Whereas this other operator star is used in two contexts. In one context, while declaring, you will read it as int pointer x. When you write int star x, it is to be read as int pointer x. That would mean x is a pointer variable that can hold the address of data type int. Okay. At all other places where it is not declaration, the star x will read as value at address. Of course, I missed the word address here. Value at address x. Star placed in front of a variable will fetch the value stored at the address contained in x. I would request you to carefully rewind and listen to this once again. Star x means value at address x. It will go to x, fetch the address. What is the value stored at the address? That value is returned by this star. Okay. With that said, we'll see a little programming demonstration and wind up this video. Let us say this is the program we have. Okay, I'll try to run through this. Currently, let us say this is where the program execution is currently put on hold here. This is the whole program. All this area, I will assume it to be memory. All things happen here in memory. And somewhere here, you'll have a video display unit that prints the values shown by the print statement. Okay, this for loop runs for I is equal to 0 and I is equal to 1. When I is equal to 0, A0 is equal to 0. When I is equal to 1, A1 is equal to 1. Okay, let us execute this for loop and see what happens in this memory area. You have A0 created. The name of this 4 bytes of memory is A0. The name of the 4 bytes of memory is A1. Carefully note that this A0 is occupying 4 bytes: 3298, 3299, 3300, 3301. The next location, 3302, begins usage of A1. 3302, 3303, 3304 and 3305. These two are adjacent to each other. Now I'll try to execute this statement. Please make a correction. There should be an ampersand here. Whether you write PTR is equal to A or PTR is equal to ampersand A0, it is the same, because the name of an array, the name is A. This name of the array contains the address of the first byte of the first element in the array. The first element in the array is A0. Its first byte is 3298. So PTR is equal to A will result in creating a pointer variable PTR. It is a float pointer. We have declared it here. Float pointer, and its value will be at 3298. Let me run it and show you. Okay. This PTR is created. Its address is 9746. Its value is 3298. 3298 because this A is a pointer to the first element in the first byte of the first element, first byte of A0, which is 3298. The value is 3298. This PTR itself is stored at 9746. You're not bothered about this 9746 because anyway throughout the execution of the program it stays there. Now when you print, it will print the value stored at address contained in PTR. Okay. When you say this PTR is having a value 3298, this PTR is pointing to 3298. The memory location 3298. Okay. When you say star PTR, it will get a float value from the address stored in PTR. The address stored in PTR is 3298. So when you put a star in front of it, it will go to this 3298 and fetch a float stored in there. So this is 00. Okay. So when you try to execute this statement, okay, the star PTR, that is value stored at address 329800 will be printed. Let us see that. It is printed. Okay. And star PTR has a value of 0.0 because this pointer is pointing to 3298. Okay. When it is clear to us, we will remove all these addresses later and we will simply write PTR, put an arrow showing to A0. Okay. Now when the next statement is executed, it is pointer arithmetic. It is not number arithmetic. So when you increment PTR by 1, it will go to the next float address. Okay, the next float address is 3302. Let us see what happens when we execute this statement PTR++. When you execute that statement PTR++, the pointer is now pointing to the next address 3302. The contents of 3302 are star PTR. It has 1 now, and that 1 will be printed when you execute the print statement. 1 is printed and the program execution is complete. Once again, you need to be very careful that these addresses may be different on your system. So to make things very clear, okay, next time on, perhaps when we say PTR is a pointer pointing to A0, we'll write a word PTR here, A0 here, and draw an arrow from PTR to A0. So PTR is pointing to A0. When it is pointing to other, you'll draw an arrow from PTR to A1. I would strongly encourage you to watch this video once again and kind of try to make sense out of these pointers. I think that's all we have for now. Before we quit, let us look at a quick summary. Name of the array itself is a pointer. Name of the array variable contains the address of the first byte of the first element in the array. First byte of the first element in the array, address of that. Pointer arithmetic is different from arithmetic of other variables. When a float variable is incremented by 1, it means point to the next location 1 float data away from the present location. With that said, that's all we have for today. Have a great day. This is a very long video, but I think it is well spent. If you watch all the 4 videos and this, spend about half an hour. Thank you so much. Have a great day.